I'm here this afternoon with Nikke Lee. She is the owner, CEO of Statements, which is a whole corporation. I know her because she is the person responsible for my hair. I get so many compliments. Nikke happens to be an extreme powerhouse and she has lots of projects going on. So, Nikke, why don't you talk to us first? How did you get started with your business?
As a young stylist, everybody in their 20s, it kind of gets into this like party mode for a little bit, and you don't even know who you are, and you don't know yourself, and you just kind of go through day by day working, making money, trying to get independent. So I spent a lot of time just trying to get independent. I ended up working for some salon businesses that were, struggled with some compliance issues and things like that. At the time, before I knew that, I didn't understand what that really meant. I just knew it didn't feel good, as an employee. And so I started to really study. I was in school, went to George Mason started with changed my major a couple times, but the heavy focus on psychology. But what I ended up doing was I learned that I loved business, and as an artist, I had a very creative streak in me. So I was always very focused on artistry. And so it just kind of magically sort of bloomed and grew from there. And then how I got started was I was working for a pretty unscrupulous business owner who had a lot of mistreatment of the employees. And I think that at the time, in that time frame, we didn't have a lot of options as employees in the beauty business. That was just what was expected. And we didn't question that. The millennials now, I think they're forcing us to look at compliance issues and look at how to run a business a bit more with strong leadership, with compassionate leadership. And I think that, those of us that are my age and our age, we came from this standpoint with companies that they're like, scrub the floor, you won't get paid for it because you're on commission. All of that kind of stuff doesn't fly these days. And so I learned a lot during that time, and I learned what not to do and what not to be like. But really, I did like most business owners in the salon world at the time, in the beauty world, just escaping bad ownership. And so I there was a legal issue with that business owner. There was some serious, labor department regulation issues and all that kind of stuff. But moving on from that, what it did was it set me on a path of entrepreneurship. It made me feel that I had to be independent because I couldn't find a salon to really be a part of that I trusted. And so I wanted to become a business that was trustworthy, that had great leadership, that was strong, that protected its team. And that is at today, 22 years later, at the core of my company. That's the vein. And my reputation that I worked so hard to build is I'm very protective of that. And as you become bigger in business, in the community, you get attacked a little bit, as you get bigger, as you well know. And I think that in that moment, I have to choose to see things with compassion, but then we have to also protect our business as well. And as Statements Inc. has continued to grow with multiple companies and hundreds of employees and things like this, I've had to become very protective of the corporate shield. And so anyway, my phone is blowing up with messages right now. So I guess how all of that has led to now, it's just taught me a lot about leadership. It's taught me a lot about compassion. It's taught me a lot about creating companies with a female, and I'm going to use the word female because I'm very much about women empowerment. But I think that female leadership is very unique in itself. I think that male and female leadership are very distinctive. And I run my company with a very strong female lead. And not that I don't, encompass and take great care of the male employees that I have, but just this is why I think I've landed in the beauty business, because my heart speaks to that. And I think that right now, through this crisis and through our company, we've had to really call to that philosophy. That philosophy has come up almost every day for me. And it's reminded me why I've gotten into business. And so that's how I started on my path. And then it just sort of grew organically from there. And when I started by myself, I just started by myself. It was just me. I was traveling and doing a wedding business. And then I opened a storefront and then kind of started training employees from there.
And I think those are the best businesses, the ones where you've worked in a situation before and you know what you don't want, or how you don't want to be treated, or how you don't want to treat clients or employees. And
Right.
those are the ones that people want to work with and for, and yeah. So I think that,
listen, in the mix of business, there's always going to be the ups and the downs, right? And the bad and the good. There's always a combination. You need both to feel the other. And so you can't avoid all of that, but at the same time, you can definitely have a purpose and a mission. And that's really what drives me, is my purpose and my mission, to create a community business that has a deep heart for both the clients and the employees.
and when you're in your salon, I can speak as a client as well. You can feel that. You can feel that among your among the stylists and everybody, and the interactions with you. That is very, very clear, and it's
Thank you,
a
Doreen.
pleasant place. Tell me something that someone might not know about your business.
Well, something that someone might not know about my business is that no matter what, I am going to bend over backwards to guarantee whatever it is that we do. And in the salon world, I think that that's a very unusual type of guarantee. If it's not right and you don't feel great with it, we will make sure that we bend over backwards to do whatever. Now, that a lot of reasons why salons don't do that kind of policy or guarantee policy is because sometimes we may have someone that tries to take advantage of the situation and things like that. However, I would rather be taken advantage of in a small way in order to make sure that our guests feel that they will always get the best of us. And if we fail and miss the mark sometimes, which we're human, we can do, we try to elevate our skill. We try to create a great experience. We try to have the best level of consistency as possible. That's my commitment to the team and to the business and to the community. However, I think that there needs to be understood that we will do whatever it is, bend over backwards, to make sure that we are committed to giving the strongest guarantee to our guests, to make sure. So even if guests in the past maybe have left the business, or feel like maybe they don't feel like we're the right salon for them, they will always be left knowing that we express to them that we're always here, and then we'll do whatever it takes to guarantee that for them. So that's something that I think is very unique for us. Also, we try to give back to the community. My purpose and what I drive forward is never really profit. It's always community service. So for our team and for our mission and our purpose, I realize that in the salon world, salon profit yields, by the way, sit between 1% and 3%. And if they have any retail, it might be 10 to 15%, maybe 18% at the highest on the retail side. So very low profit yields. So I know the salon is not a profit machine. The salon is a community service machine. And that's something that is a strong philosophy for us, no matter what.
And can I share? I know at any time that I volunteer for a charitable organization, and whenever I ask Nikke, whenever I ask you, you're always happy to give whatever it is. You just say, "What do you need?" And there are very few business owners that will do that. It takes a
right.
A
lot of business owners share with me that they always have this no solicitation rule, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel that that's a very destructive philosophy in the community for a business to stand. It's like, okay, we're opening up in this community, and then we're going to shut our doors to all other businesses. Don't come solicit with us. Now, I am smart enough as a business owner to feel through the ones that are accurate and the ones that are not accurate. I am smart enough to see that. However, I think that we want to be an open door policy to all other businesses and all other people. If you want to reach out to us and connect with us in any way, to affiliate and to partner and to work, I think it will take our community will be stronger for the small business backbone to come together and work together. I really believe that with all my heart. I really believe that. And
I agree.
This COVID-19 pandemic and this crisis has reminded me of that even more so. And so I think it's very important that we remember to pool together our resources at this time.
And help each other. When one succeeds, we all succeed. Whoops, I think I lost you. When one fails, we all. No, there you are. You're good.
Yeah. Let me charge up my phone. I think that it might just be that the phone needs to be charged. I'm on 20. The first time that's happened.
I have learned over the past few weeks how to use WeVideo, Zoom, all kinds of crazy stuff. So we're okay.
Doreen, I think your volume is turned down. Do
Right.
you hear me? My volume's all the way up. My volume's all the way up.
All right, hold on. I'm good. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can, but just the volume went down. But I'll listen in. It's okay.
No. I want you to be able to hear. Okay. I'm going to ask you. So, well, I'll wait.
Hold on. I'm trying to just, turn up the volume a little bit here. All right. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Can you hear me?
I can. It's just super low.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just listening tight.
All right. Nikke, let me wait till you're sitting.
I'm listening.
Oh, I want to record. So.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me, why did you pick this community to open your salon and have a business? What was it about? I know you're located in Woodbridge, Tackett's Mill in Woodbridge. So why did you select that location?
Well, I'm going to say that the Woodbridge community is not something that I selected. I just happened to move here from Wisconsin, where I grew up. And my dad graduated from law school there, and then he came here to work for the federal government. And I went to high school here and went to college here, and then I just worked. It wasn't like a decision, really. Mm-hmm. It was just, you know, when I was younger, I was not community minded. You know, it wasn't a larger picture. I didn't expand on my leadership. And at the time, I was just a kid, as most young people and young kids are. You just kind of do what you have to do to make a living and get independent. So it was really about searching for independence. But through that, and then to start, what happened was, as I started to grow in leadership and I started to understand that I was helping others and leading others, then I had to make a decision to open a business. And then I did. And then when you're in it, it was a little egotistical, if you want my honest opinion. When I have to go back to the beginning of time, when I first started my first business, it was really egotistical. It was very about me and my success and how much money could I make and getting rich and, you know, all of that. So yeah, did I have that in the beginning? Sure. But it wasn't comfortable for me to live in that space. What eventually started happening is I failed at leadership a couple of times. And when I was trying to bring people on, and I realized you're not doing something right. And I really started to study it a little bit more. And then I realized I had to get both feet in. You know, it wasn't like this 1 foot in, 1 foot out, kind of for myself and then kind of over here. And I had to make a decision, like, what do I want out of my life? And what I wanted out of my life, it became very clear to me that I wanted to grow a business that was strong, that was a legacy style business. It wasn't going to be a short-term business, not a 5-year lease, not a 10-year lease, but a lifetime lease, a lifetime business. And those are legacy businesses. And that's what I wanted. That's what was speaking to my heart. And so I had to follow that a little bit. And so when I decided to dig my roots in to this community, it was more of a decision that was based on an accident, really. You know, it wasn't really deliberate. It was just more of is this where I'm going to do it? You know, when I was younger, before I opened a business, I was going to actually move to Orlando. I got a really big job offer in Orlando. And there was something that happened in that moment. And the job offer was for a job that made about $100,000 a year at the time. And so at that time, that was a great living to move to this like sunny area that I still think maybe I should have done. However, there was something that called me to this. And so I realized that I had some opportunity here. And then those opportunities expanded my mind that if I got some opportunity, I had to give back to those opportunities. And that's just what it started to happen. And then all of it was sort of organic at that time. You know, it just sort of came to me a little at a time, a little at a time. And then all of a sudden, I would say there was a moment in time, many moments, but one very critical moment when I was working with a young girl that was being bullied in school. Her mom was one of my clients, and she was heartbroken because her daughter was suicidal. Actually, she was going to therapy to talk about suicide and things like this. And I'll never forget that. It actually makes me emotional now talking about it. But I helped her because I spent an entire day with her, helping her kind of have a makeover to feel better about herself. And it changed her world. And I think that that made a decision for me that what I was doing had a tremendous amount of value. And then it started to change and click.
When you have that mindset, the give back mindset, things just sort of come always, even if it's a little thing. Sometimes to you, it's a little thing, but to somebody else, it's really a big thing. And
I think we all can say we've had these defining little moments where we've been called to a purpose through what we do and through our expertise and through what we've learned. I think that we have to answer that. We have to listen to that when the time comes.
I agree.
And to me, that's what statements represents.
Talk a little bit about, I know this is such a difficult time for all shop owners, all salon owners. So talk about, I know you're doing so much to help other salon owners. So talk about some of the things you've done the past couple of weeks to help others.
So I know everybody is suffering because of this pandemic. I can see that, and I definitely hear about that. But being part of the beauty industry lends me to, so about 10 years ago, I was asked to help other business owners, just a natural process. Because 10 years ago, our business had grown to a place where we were, in millions of dollars in revenue and very large staff, almost 50 people.
Wow.
It was quite large. And so in the beauty industry, we were in that top 5% of beauty salons in the country. And so a couple of distributors who are the ones that put on the shows and the educational opportunities asked me if I would come in and just share some stuff with them. And terrified, I agreed. And I did that. And so what that did was it bloomed and it blossomed a purpose that was bigger than just having a business and a team. It grew this deep desire to understand how to help people scale and grow their companies. And so that's when the Statements Project was born, which is a subsidiary within the Statements Inc. brand. And that is I'm not going to call it a coaching company. I don't like to call it a coaching company. I like to call it more of a business strategy company, where we just help strategize business methodologies and try to share the best that we can get from every other industry for the beauty business and for women in business to help grow. Because as I've had the opportunity to grow myself, I've made friends with some pretty powerful, pretty incredible women that have inspired me and taught me a lot. And so I try to gather all that and then sort of package it and then share it into the community. And so in doing all of that, I've created this beautiful brand that I think that has been sort of small time for the last 10 years, but I have a certain level of expertise with research and reading and digestion of hard facts. That's something I don't know. It's natural or not natural. I don't know. I just have an affinity for it. And so through this time, I felt helpless for a lot of things. I didn't know sort of what I could do to help, and I didn't want to sit at home doing nothing. And then I wanted to make sure my team was okay. And then because of a lot of other people that I've coached and helped before in the past, they were reaching out to me like, what should I do? And crying and very devastated that they were going to be losing their businesses. In the United States, there's probably almost 100,000 business owners, salon owners that with employees. And I believe strongly, based on some statistics that people have already started to do, if these businesses don't get these loans and some financial assistance soon, the salons, probably 40 to 50% of them will be shut down in the next 3 to 6 months. And so that was a huge purpose for me. And I just dove right into it and digesting all these hard facts, these loan stats, these very uncontrollable bits of information that were being given. And then these salon owners who are creative individuals themselves who've never applied for a loan, and they don't even know how to go through the process, or they don't even know where to contact people, or they don't even know what websites to reach out to, or they don't know anything. And it's not because they're not smart people. It's just that they're so emotionally overwhelmed and it's not their skill set. And so I found a place in our community, in our industry, that I had a purpose, and that purpose really fed me and made me feel less helpless. And so I just dove into it night and day, trying to give these packets of information and these videos through the Statements Project Facebook page, all for free. I haven't charged anyone anything. I just don't think that that's right now in this time. just to try to help businesses pull through and survive through this time, so that there is a hope, hope for these business owners that aren't going to shut down. And I mean, some of them are having teams walk out on them right now because they don't have any way of paying payroll. Some of them are in booth rent situations, so they don't qualify for unemployment until the PUA, that Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Act, is passed, which not every state has done. So there are people now that have been closed 3, almost 4 weeks without income, no unemployment, no financial stimulus checks, no support because they're single parents, they have children, and they have $400 in the bank. You know what I mean? This is the state of things in our industry. And I know it's the state of things in some other people as well. And I realize there are some people that have been put into some very good positions because they've saved money. But when you're barely making ends meet, beforehand, you wouldn't have the time or the ability to save money for that. And so they're in situations financially that are very, very stressed out. So I've been trying so hard to help them to have some hope and to get by and to figure out ways around that. We have a great industry groups that are pulling together and trying to donate money to these groups as well. But I'm afraid a lot of people are just in very, very dire situations.
People don't even have
industry. So I've been trying to do that and help them. And I think people have been very responsive. The videos have helped. I think I've helped thousands at this point try to get through the loan process, try to get through unemployment, and try to get through, because I've been doing it for myself. I haven't been doing it for others and not myself. I've been doing it for myself first, right, to try to help and put the oxygen mask on my team and myself, and then help other people as well. I just feel called to share that. Because, and they're still so confused. Everyone's still so confused. And because I'm part of these like 20 or 30 Facebook forums for the beauty industry, I get to read all these posts about how scared everyone is and how terrified and how lost everyone is. So I'm trying to be very responsive to that. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of time. And I'm very fortunate that I have a very, very beautiful team that's willing to help me as well. And my motto right now has been, mindfulness over just monstrosity, right? Mindfulness over messiness, mindfulness over anything to do with being, negative. And I think that we need to be mindful of how we are acting. Crisis brings out the best in us or the worst in us. It pulls out your inner leader or it brings out your inner bullshit. And I think that we have to respond to that, and we have to analyze who we are. And I hope that when I look back on this time, I'll be proud of myself for rising to the occasion to help so much.
And you should. And I see that I peek in on your little the videos. And
I mean, I'm messy, and I don't know if I have it all right, but damn if I'm not trying to share.
Exactly. I see it, and I think, well, this may be pertinent to me, but same, we all feel the need to what can I do to help? What can I do to help? And what did I say? Look for the helpers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers, look for the helpers, because those are the people that in a crisis will come out, and you obviously
connect to others, help others right now. You may be suffering, but help others right now. Yeah, it'll make a difference.
So before we go, one last thing. So talk a little bit about maybe what can people do to help you and other salon owners during this time? Can they buy coupons or future sessions? What is it that somebody could do in the community to help?
There have been a lot of salons in the industry that have pushed GoFundMe pages and pushed gift certificate sales and pushed retail sales and pushed color kits and things like that. We have not pushed that. I just feel that there is another way. Not that I disagree with those things. I think they're brilliant ideas. They're very innovative and they're very wonderful. And I don't disagree with that at all. I've just chosen at this time to only do it if asked. So we're not trying to promote that. Okay. Because at the end of the day, I'm responsible for funding my business. Now you can help with, obviously, if you would like to purchase gift certificates, we are offering a discount. When you purchase $100 gift certificates, we are discounting them $25. So you'll pay $75 for $100 gift certificates, which is a very nice way for when the time comes to come back, you'll have a nice discounted gift certificate. And we're doing that really as a thank you to you guys in the community to help us. But we're not promoting that or pushing that too heavily. I just feel like if people are reaching out and asking, that's totally fine. We are happy to accommodate. But I don't want to go out of our way to push that within our community. I know other people might be also in certain situations where that's not the ability to do such a thing. Also, the retail, we want to help our distributors out. So we have clearanced out all of our retail at 30% off of everything. So you are welcome just to come purchase whatever it is at 30%. And then we're giving an additional $10 gift certificate on any retail purchases over $50. So if you purchase 2 products, probably, or 3 products, you'll get a $10 gift card to add to in addition to that. And that just helps us clearance out our products so that when the time comes, we can place a really large order with our distributor and help them as well. Which we plan on doing. Once we get our loan, because we've applied for the loan, we will place a really large order with them just to overstock right now to help them out and get these big orders in. And that's what I'm going to recommend all the salons do as well. They're hurting big time. I mean, their sales were down 95%. I mean, I can't even imagine. And they have companies with, over 4,000, 5,000 employees. So if we all put money back into the economy when the time comes and we restart the economy strong, we need to do that. We need to support our small business. I would all ask of you to support your small business. I'm trying my best to support small business around our area as well. Just, with little meals here and there, going through drive-through, whatever I can do, promoting them on our Facebook pages, anything like that. So you can share our post. Maybe you can share about our salon. You can refer your friends and your clients. That would be the best thing you could do for us. If I could ask anything, I would ask of you to do that. To refer all of your friends and family to come to our salon when the time comes to open and give us a shot and just try it out. We are also going to be saying as a thank you to our community of our existing guests that we love so dearly, that have been so supportive of us and waiting it out, pushing out for these gray roots and these horrible eyebrows and these lip waxes and God knows whatever else. We're going to just be giving everyone when they book their next appointments, when they come in to book an appointment, or when they call, we're just going to thank them by giving them an additional $25 gift card for everybody that's an existing client of ours. Just to say thank you for waiting it out and helping us. We have the loan to carry us for a couple of months. We'll be okay. And that'll be fine. But hopefully if we give back to the community now, they'll know that we are part of the community and we're doing the best we can.
And you are. And honestly, I can't think of anyone else who down there.
And also I would like for you to also share, if I could ask for anyone, if they need help with their companies or their teams or their nonprofits or their events, whatever you're doing, reach out to us. If you're in the Woodbridge, the Fairfax, Springfield, Stafford, Manassas regions, reach out to us. We love to work with other small business owners and event planners and anyone in our area. We are happy to work with you. And we have a lot of affiliate programs that we can offer, just gift certificates and gift baskets for donations or anything that you have in mind to promote your business upon reopening, and you want to add some value to what you're doing, let us know, and we're happy to spread the goodness there. So I would rather give away hundreds of thousands of dollars in services and in gift cards and all those kinds of things to give back, to put the value back into it, to keep our business going. I believe that it's a two-way street. So I would tell you, if you have a business like that or an event like that or any sort of affiliation like that, let me know, reach out. You can PM me on Nikke Lee on Facebook, or you can email me at Nikke, Nikki statements, STATEMENTS @gmail.com. And just let me know what you want to do. And we will research you and make sure we connect with you and just have a phone conversation and see if there's anything we can do to help. Like we're planning on placing a ginormous order with our distributors so we can make these big gift baskets to give into our community for other businesses that we're affiliated with, so that they can create, promotions of high value to get their business and their clients back.
And I encourage you to do, all your information will be posted on this parkbench.com /West Springfield. And all your information will be there. I highly recommend that you connect with Nikke or any of her stylists for whatever you need, but of course for community. And Nikke, it's always a pleasure to grab you for a few minutes.
I love you so dearly, Doreen, for everything that you're doing.
Oh,
I know you're doing this to help your community too, and it's a really big deal that you're doing all of this. So thank you for bringing all of this to everyone's attention. And you have so many deep connections with the community too, so it's actually really wonderful. Thank you.
Same thing, to give back. And as I say, my mom was a salon owner, so I know what happens.
And when you're ready to get ramped back up again, you let me know, and I'll be there, and we'll do whatever we can. Okay?
I know you will.
Yeah, let's get creative. Let's get creative.
Yes.
Whatever
Yes,
we can do to make people happy at this point.
Okay, thanks. Well, most of my clients who go to you are thrilled. I never hear any. I send them all over there. So thanks so much, Nikki. And you take
Thanks,
care.
Doreen.
Well, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Perfect. And if you shared this video with me or the link or anything, I can also share with our groups as well if you'd like.
I will.
Okay. I love you dearly.
Love you too, Mama. Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
You too.
Mom, are you done?
Hold on, baby.
I gotta turn it off. Hold on.